S&P 500 rose 1.42% on Monday. On an index worth more than $50 trillion, that one move restored roughly $1 trillion of market value in a single session. The driver was a military strike that did not happen, and a set of peace talks that Iran says is not happening either. SPY closed at 757.67, just 0.36% from its record high at 760.40, and crude fell more than 6%. This episode covers the news, the earnings tape underneath the rally, and the exact levels for Tuesday. Start with the headline. Over the weekend, Trump called off a planned strike on Iran. He told reporters it would have been the largest U.S. military operation since World War II, and announced that negotiations would start Monday afternoon. Bloomberg carried the story Sunday. Talks set to begin after the attack was scrapped, partly in response to requests from U.S. allies in the region, including Saudi Arabia. Stocks opened on that premise and never looked back. Tehran's answer came fast. Iran said Monday there are no talks underway with the United States and no meetings planned, a direct contradiction of the stated reason for standing down. U.S. officials told CBS News the same. No new negotiations scheduled, only the existing channel running through mediators, with Iran's foreign ministry saying its only active track is with Oman. Trump's response on his own platform called Iran's leadership duplicitous, claimed the U.S. Navy already controls the Strait of Hormuz, and framed the moment as a final opportunity to sign. Coverage counts at least a dozen deadlines set and then reversed since the war began on February 28. That count comes from the reporting, not our desk. Understand the setup. The market is priced for de-escalation while the two governments cannot agree that a meeting even exists. The oil market rendered its verdict in one session. Pull up the crude chart.
West Texas Intermediate fell more than $5 Monday, trading at $79.28 a barrel, a 3-week low, down over 6% at the worst of it. Brent settled at $83.86, down 4.63%. The bounce level to watch is the level it fell from, just under 85. A reclaim of that shelf would signal the corridor deal is in doubt. The strait itself is the variable. Al Jazeera reports Iran's negotiations with Oman on a new Hormuz shipping arrangement are in their final stages, a temporary corridor that would let tankers move in both directions again. Roughly 20% of global oil consumption normally transits that waterway, so every corridor headline is worth dollars on the barrel in either direction. Put the day in one number. Roughly $1 trillion of S&P 500 value restored in one session, resting on a deal that so far exists in only one capital. The risk case writes itself from the same facts. If Tuesday afternoon passes with no meeting, which is exactly what Iran is promising, the market has to price the strike back in. That path already ran once. Crude crossed 100 within days of the last collapse deadline in July, and equities gave back most of that week's gains. The rule for a headline regime: honor the levels, reduce position size, and let the daily close settle disputes. Intraday prints inside a news cycle are noise. Now, the index itself. SPY broke through 750 at Monday's open, the resistance flagged through last week. Tested the level once, held it, and ran to 757.67 by the close, up 1.42%. The record sits just overhead, 760.40, only 0.36% away. Between here and there is a resistance band at 758 to 758.50, which is exactly where Monday's high printed. A push through Monday's high puts the record in play the same session. If the index pulls back instead, the first sign of trouble is 755 to 756, where intraday buyers stepped in Monday.
Below that sits 752, and then the breakout shelf below at 750. A daily close back under 750 cancels the breakout and puts the index back inside its prior range. That is the invalidation, and it sits barely 1% below the close. The sector map in the analysis shows how broad Monday was. Alphabet up 5.21%, Microsoft up 5.22%, Amazon up 4.60%, Nvidia up 3.62%, Tesla up 3.83%. Every major sector block green, led by the mega caps. Breadth like that on a 1.42% index day is participation, not a squeeze in one corner. The VIX at 1586 says the options market is not paying for protection here,
With the jobs report due Friday, that reads as either confirmation of the move or complacency into the week's main event. Friday decides which. Here is the second leg under the bid. The earnings tape explains the bid independent of Iran. The analysis pegs S&P 500 companies as topping second quarter estimates by an average of 27%, the broad index beat, and puts NASDAQ 100 names at 55% above expectations. The tech-heavy index doubled it. Both tallies are the analysis's figures, not ours, but Monday night's prints ran in the same direction. Palantir reported after the close, 41 cents of earnings per share against a 33-cent estimate. Revenue of $1.935 billion, up 93% year over year, and U.S. commercial revenue up 149%. Management raised full-year revenue guidance to roughly $8.15 billion, 82% growth. The stock rose about 12% in the after-hours session. AMD reports Tuesday after the bell, with SanDisk and Western Digital leader in the week. 3 semiconductor prints landing in a market already paying for AI revenue, so guidance language will move the whole group, not just the reporters. History has seen this setup before.
The analysis cites a study covering every instance since 2000 in which the S&P 500 traded within 3% of its record, while the NASDAQ sat 8% or more under its own high. 10 instances, the current one included. Across the 9 completed cases, the median one-year return on the S&P was 14.3%. The NASDAQ's median was 13.3%, and the win rate was perfect. 100% of prior cases were positive 12 months later. Treat that as context, not a forecast. 9 cases is a small sample, and the figures come from the study, not our data. Seasonality cuts against it near term. August and September rank among the weakest months of the year for the index, and midterm years have historically made that stretch weaker still. Strong 12-month history, soft 2-month history. Both can be true, and the path matters for anyone managing risk week to week. Now the stress test. SpaceX delivers its first quarterly report since going public on Tuesday after the bell. The stock has been roughly cut in half from its June 16 peak and trades about 23% under its $135 IPO price. Wall Street expects about $6.88 billion of revenue. The company lost $4.9 billion in 2025, so nobody is pricing a surprise profit. The larger event lands 2 days later. The August 6th lockup expiration frees roughly 911 million insider shares, about $116 billion of stock at recent prices, one of the largest unlocks on record. A second tranche of about 456 million shares only unlocks if the stock holds 175.50 or better, and with price roughly 30% below that trigger, it stays locked. The offset is passive buying from the recent NASDAQ index edition. Watch the reaction more than the report. A stock that cannot rally on good numbers 2 days before an unlock is telling you the supply is already being sold into. Turn to the setups. Nvidia holds a double bottom shelf at 190 on the daily, tested twice, held twice, and broke above 202 last week. Monday brought a broad chip recovery with no Nvidia-specific headline, which is the healthier kind of strength. The group moved, not the story. The breakout number overhead is 209. Through it, 210 is the confirmation level. Continuation is only interesting above those two, and a daily close back under 190 ends the setup entirely. Boeing is the second setup. The stock closed up more than 8% Monday. The certification is real. The FAA granted the 737 MAX 7 its amended type certificate Monday after nearly a decade of review. Bloomberg carried it, and the FAA's own statement lists the required changes to flight control software, crew alerting, and the engine anti-ice system. Boeing holds 282 unfilled orders for the jet, mostly from Southwest, with deliveries expected in early 2027. On the chart, price near 233 runs into a first resistance band at 240 to 242, then 2 more ceilings above at 250 and 255. The all-time high near 450 frames the longer arc. Even after Monday, the stock trades at roughly half its peak, which is why certification news moves it this hard. Software moved too. IGV, the software ETF, broke above its 96 resistance early Monday before fading into the close.
The references above are 104 to 105, then the prior peak at 108. Oracle rose 9% on the day. Context matters because it had fallen from 250 to a recent low near 115, so a 9% day is repair inside a damaged chart, not a new high. Adobe opened strong and faded by afternoon. If the group firms again tomorrow, IGV is the single cleanest ticker to track it on. The China angle belongs on the same page. Alibaba released its largest AI model to date. CNBC reports the company claims performance rivaling Anthropic's frontier model, and the stock has run from about 90 to about 128 over recent weeks.
Chinese listings carry policy risk that U.S. names do not, and they move on different flows. Size for the volatility, not the story. 3 momentum levels from the analysis, each valid only on a break. Nano-nuclear energy above 1780 after a Monday gain of more than 10%. Digital turbine above 920 with follow-through showing in after hours. General Motors below 87.30 after Monday's hard pullback. That one is a downside continuation, not a dip buy. No break, no trade. The level is the entire signal on all 3. The speculative corner. The analysis flags a large options purchase in DJT, calls at the 16 strike expiring November 20, tied to the company's launch of a paid machine-readable feed of posts from its platform, per the analysis. The chart shows a year-long downtrend now breaking, a support base near 8 and heavy resistance overhead before any larger move develops. The analysis points to the stock's 359% run in October 2024 as the precedent for what momentum can do in this name, while conceding it chops for long stretches at these prices. 3.5 months on the clock, defined levels, high risk. A case study in reading flow, not a template. Cross-check the crypto board before the close. Bitcoin prints 63,633 on our snapshot, about $226 under yesterday's read at 63,859, so the major sat out Monday's equity rally. Yesterday's map is unchanged, the floor from yesterday at 62,000 and acceptance above the range at 65,000 to reopen the 66,920 test. Between those two numbers, there was no edge, only chop. Ethereum at 1858 stays under its 2000 reclaim level, so the confirmation asset still leans risk off while equities press record highs. That divergence, stocks at highs, crypto flat to heavy, is worth 1 check per day. If equities hold and Bitcoin reclaims 65,000, risk appetite is conformed across both boards. The calendar decides to. Tuesday. Jolt's job openings data lands 30 minutes after Tuesday's open. ISM Services PMI follows Wednesday morning. The August jobs report prints Friday, the week's main event, with the 10-year yield at 4.69% and the VIX at 15.86, leaving little cushion for a hot or cold surprise. SpaceX reports Tuesday after the bell, AMD the same session, and any Iran headline can reprice crude by dollars in minutes. That is 4 separate catalysts inside 5 sessions. The board in one pass. SPY, 758 to 758.50 first, the 760.40 record above it, then 755 to 756, 752, and 750 underneath. A close under 750 resets everything. Crude, 79.28 last, just under 85 the reclaim, headline driven both ways. Nvidia, 209 then 210 above, 190 the invalidation. Boeing, 240 to 242 first. Bitcoin, 62,000 and 65,000, nothing in between. Every number here is a level to watch, not an instruction to trade. Education only, this is not financial advice. Prices as of Monday evening. SPY, 757.67, crude, 79.28, Bitcoin, 63,633, Ethereum, 18.58.